In this video, we're going to discuss some of the ideas from chapter 15 in the book. We're going to describe how the arts and crafts movement and Art Nouveau gave rise to design as a profession. We're going to explain how the modernist avant-garde movement impacted the design profession. We're going to discuss the appeal of streamlining and the ways in which the organic continued to influence after World War II. And we're going to explain how the rise of numerous diverse markets in the late 20th century impacted design. The 1920s marked a shift of people who worked in the arts referring to themselves as designers, since they worked to make a product more appealing to the public. The Knoll chair was a product designed in 2012 that can shift its function based upon the sitter's need at the workplace. The rise of design in the 19th century. Design has been defined by a series of successive movements and styles, rather than a characteristic properties of any given medium. The start of the arts and crafts movement related to the rise of Art Nouveau. The movement arose in reaction to mass production, decreasing the quality of goods in Britain. The Crystal Palace was designed by Joseph Paxton to house a great exhibition of 1851. Constructed of over 900,000 feet of glass, it only required 9 months to build. Philip Webb's Red House was built in contrast to the glass monster of the Crystal Palace. It rejected the industrial spirit and was crafted to be intentionally rural. William Morris, a friend of Webb, created Morris & Company firm to combat the way the mass production process alienated laborers from their work. Morris & Company produced stained glass, furniture, tapestries, and other handmade works based on the desire for simplicity and unity. The Sussex Russ seated chairs are an example of workday furniture, and direct contrast to the embossed velvet adjustable chair state furniture. Frank Lloyd Wright's interest in furniture extended to the interiors of his prairie houses. The table lamp pictured reflects a geometric rendering of the sumac plant in the surrounding countryside of Illinois, where the house was built. Basic issues that design faced in the 20th century was whether a product should be handcrafted versus mass manufactured, as well as the formal division between geometric and organic. Art Nouveau began as inspired by the galleries in Paris. Glassmaker Tiffany began to produce stained glass designs, particularly for electric lights that began to replace oil lamps of the time. Tiffany's favorite glassware features details that are not painted, etched, or burned, but rather built into the glass itself. Formal vocabulary for Art Nouveau movement consisted of undulating organic lines as seen in saplings, willow trees, buds, and vines. Art Deco began with the International Exhibition of Modern Decorative and International Arts, which was postponed due to World War I. Designers preferred up-to-date materials such as steel and plastic. Paul Frankel's maple wood and bakelite bookcases was one of the many ideas that influenced Cubism. The avant-garde group De Stijl, Dutch for the style in Holland, simplified the vocabulary of art and design to geometric forms and only the colors red, blue, yellow, black, and white. This chair is designed against the traditional armchairs. The arms and base form a grid crossed by a floating seat and back. Streamlining and organic. Designers working with a Guggenheim Fund in 1926 discovered that eliminating extraneous details on the surface of vehicles significantly reduced drag, causing the vehicle to move faster with less energy. The nation's railroads and trains were streamlined, beginning with the stainless steel Burlington Zephyr. The end of World War II brought an expansion in the economy. Passenger car production soared to over 6.5 million by 1950. Cars were designed with stabilizing fins that were inspired by the tail fins on the U.S. Air Force's P-38 fighter planes. This was just the beginning of the bigger is better American way. Contemporary design marked a willingness to incorporate anything and everything into a design, embracing a plurality of styles. Corporate branding in the early 1980s showed an unchanging Ford logo that had been created in 1903. Logos were created to be recognized by the largest possible audience. The ever-shifting MTV logo proved that standardized corporate identity was no longer necessary. Elements from this design that remained the same were the three dimensionals M and TV scrawled across its face. The logo itself was animated and launched the idea of designing motion graphics. The Apple Macintosh computer ushered in the concept of the handheld mouse, rendering traditional ideas about craftsmanship and drawing skills less prominent. Printers, scanners, and desktop publishing software allowed for greater and more individualized production. In 2008, the iPhone was capable of storing roughly 64 times as much data as the first Macintosh computer. Images such as Shepard Fairey's poster of Barack Obama began to go viral. The Hope poster was created from a photograph by Manny Garcia, bringing issues of copyright and ownership to light.